Let's cut to the chase. We all know what Far Cry offers and what it brings to the table. A beautifully designed open world that does a great job of immersing a player but becomes repetitive due to its design. In many ways, Far Cry Primal is no different, but in other ways, everything has changes from its predecessors. Far Cry Primal takes the same general formula but moves the timeline to 10,000 BC, removing the security of carrying an arsenal of automatic weapons and riding around in jeeps, forcing players to live off the land and survive. There are savage tribes to slay and beasts to conquer, giving this game unique curb appeal. It's an interesting concept. In some ways, it is reminiscent of popular survival games like Ark Survival Evolved, but in spite of solid execution, there's not enough meat on Primal's bones to make it an immensely satisfying game. While the previous Far Cry games relied on the charisma of their villains and their insane desire for power and complete lack of conscience, Primal's plot follows 3 different tribes fighting for the land of Oros, and that's about it. Tukar, the primitive man you control, proves to be the most progressive person in the game, open to the idea of adopting new technologies, which in turn leads him to victory. Spoiler alert, there's not much story here. It's less of a plot and more about setting up context for players, though this doesn't stop the game from throwing out a number of melodramatic cutscenes to create the illusion of something more grand happening. The biggest selling point of Far Cry Primal is conquering the savage land by taming beasts and having them aid you in battle. Initially, it provides immense satisfaction, but it doesn't take long before there seems to be little incentive to tame other animals, and a number of the beasts are useless sacks of fur not worth wasting your time to make your servants. Furthermore, the game lacks exotic creatures, instead leaning heavily on more derivative critters. Saber-toothed tigers are great, but a little more diversity might have made taming animals a better gameplay hook. Also, Ubisoft, please give us some Valley of the Dinosaur DLC. Everybody is crying for it.
My clapper. My clapper. My clapper. My clapper. My clapper.
Like previous titles, you have outposts to capture, caves to explore, and rather than towers to climb, you get bonfires to light, which are pretty much mini outposts. If you got bored with previous Far Cry games for this reason, Primal won't change your attitude. The land of Oros is beautiful, and though it's hard to say whether it's accurate for the time period, it does have its own identity, so accuracy hardly matters. You get lost in the silence, the sounds of the animals, and the darkness of the night. The first encounter with the woolly mammoth will stand out as being one of the most memorable moments in Primal. And getting sucked into the world is something we appreciate. Strangely, given how detailed the world is, it never seems to rain. This weather effect really would have helped complete the game world and possibly open up new gameplay opportunities. In the end, as much as we liked the land of Oros and the taming of beasts, there was something missing in Primal. We were expecting the narrative to develop more, but once the finale was reached, it all came down to who had the bigger stick. The Master Beast's hunts are a high point. Riding a saber-tooth, at least initially, is excellent. And the world is stunning while being a blast to explore, but there isn't compelling narrative to bring it all together and keep you pushing forward. Dinosaur DLC may be the only thing that saves the primitive experience. This is not the definitive single-player based crafting survival beast taming game that you are looking for.